Hey there, it's Steve at Northeast Functional Health. This little video we're going to be talking about triggers and why they're important. Now, when I talk about triggers, I'm talking about things that might not be directly related to a pain someone's experiencing. However, they will continue to drive or perpetuate that pain coming back, even though they're not directly related. Now, that sounds a little bit strange, and let me try and clarify it for you. Now, because we're working with the nervous system in your brain has a bunch of priorities. It has things that if it can't do, or if it finds threatening, essentially it doesn't care whether your knee hurts. So lots of the questions that we'll kind of ask people when they come in are to do with, do you ever feel unsteady on your feet? Do you ever go lightheaded when you stand up? What are you like on fairground rides? Are you okay traveling in the back of a bus? Can you read in a moving vehicle? We're talking about things like blurred vision, double vision, any kind of stigmatisms, optokinetic nystagmuses, and lots of kind of eye movement stuff as well. And the reason that we're interested in these is because the brain, primarily, its number one priority is survival, and it needs to feel safe. If it doesn't feel safe, essentially nothing else matters. So for instance, I'll get people in clinic to spin round on the spot, and I'll see if it changes anything. If it changes something, and by changing something I mean if we do a muscle test, that muscle will either lock down or that muscle will just temporarily switch off and not engage or go weak, then that is considered a stress response. And if it's the case that every time, let's just say, you turn left, your brain kind of goes, whoa, what just happened? Then that's something we need to identify, isolate and treat, because the number of times you turn left in a day is, well, high. So these are things which the brain considers such a priority and such importance that, as I said before, it doesn't care whether your ankle hurts, whether your knee hurts, if it feels unsafe every time you turn left or turn right, or having to focus on something in the distance whilst turning, or in particular types of eye movement in terms of kind of tracking. Now, these things are reflexive actions, they're subconscious. You cannot think, oh right, brace myself, I'm about to turn left, because it doesn't work like that. Your system is reflexive, and how these reflexes are kind of occurring have a huge role on the stability of your neck, the intrinsic muscles of your neck, and therefore the intrinsic muscles of the whole length of the spine, the multifidus. If it's the case that every time you turn left, those multifidi muscles in your sort of deep spinal, in your deep back, deep spinal erectors, switch off or kind of lock down, then that could show up as problems in lots of different places. So these are things that, if we find, we treat, we check them with almost everyone that kind of comes in, because it could be the case that we treat your elbow successfully and we'll check everything and your elbow's working fine, but then as soon as we get you to turn around to your left, everything just switches off again. Then that's something we need to go looking for. And this is one thing which is great about the way that I work, because normal therapeutic approaches, chiropractic, osteopathic stuff, physiotherapy, certainly massage, does not treat. They very rarely go looking for them, and it could be that if you're having ongoing treatment, they might be treating what is causing your pain fine, but if there's a trigger over here, whether it's eye movement, whether it's vestibular, or something else, then if we treat those, then it stops these coming back, 'cause it stops perpetuating the problem.